just this complete and utter roll, this dumpster dive for NiP. So it's not a lot to go off of as far as their shape right now. We can say that that's a great confidence builder for them, and they're going to be going in fired up for this map. We're into the pistol now, and CT side has been selected. Actually, no, Fnatic won, so they decided to start T side.
I think that's a great call by them.
And already, look at this, pressure on to exist, but there's 3 guys alive on this B site. And this could be quite telling here. This could be very interesting. Quite a focus on the B side as well, because they had a man holding mid as well there for NIP.
You can see they've got the bomb positioned outside long here. I feel the players here just trying to sell some sort of information to NIP and possibly executing the bomb out long perhaps. Looks like they're going to kind of fake a mid-B split. So it looks like NIP are buying into it as well. It'll be very interesting to see how this pans out.
Oh, do they do a good job? I mean, Pronax now, he's going to run through. Not sure, he did not spot the man, Alu, who's holding very close here, beneath scaffolding.
Yeah,
they didn't spot him, but they're spotting. I mean, now NiP know that they're backing off, and this has got to raise some big alarms here for NiP. They've got to be wondering what the hell is going on.
Absolutely.
Are they going through lower dark right now? That's why NiP haven't rotated off yet. They don't know if they've gone into lower dark, into upper, if they're going to still come on to B. Get right needs to get some info here.
Yeah, NiP still committed to this bomb side. They still have a feeling it's going to be B. You can kind of see this, they're kind of edging out towards now. They kind of got a feeling this might not be happening. And Fnatic setting up here for the explosion onto A. 25 seconds remaining. This is going to be their final move, and the next frag is going to decide this, I think.
That lurk. What a lurk. They were practically all the way up cat by the time Get Right looked and found out. Free bomb plant for them, and now Fnatic have all the time in the world. They've got 2 guys holding on cat, 1 guy already in Longhouse.
Yeah, this is very nice play from Fnatic. They've got a perfect positioning here. This should be quite a clean sweep for them.
Oh, this is brutal. Crims is just lighting into him. Flusha as well. This tag team on Cat. They finally have to reload, but Flusha's there, and he's going to lock down the remaining 2 frags. Quad kill for Flusha.
Yeah, like it almost seems like these teams know each other so well. It looks like that was almost premeditated. They seem to have some sort of intel on ninjas there. But yeah, fantastic work from them. The fact that they kind of managed to pull all the CTs, 4 of them, over to the B bomb side before the bomb had even been spotted. Like, that's fantastic work from them. The fact they managed to sell that so well and so convincingly. They actually got up onto the site and just had to face one CT there. Like, you don't see that very often, having to face 1 CT before you get the bomb down.
And they'll just, you know, pause and admire the mind games basically from Crims there with the timing. Pre-firing Freiburg, and then Alu just gets cleaned up. That was pretty standard afterwards. But the read on Freiburg, getting that timing down for when Freiburg would re-peak, just clean work. Olaf Meister going to work on Forest as well. He's got that Mac 10. Let's see, does he go full RPK and start tapping? So this is what RPK will do over here. I'll just, nope, Olaf Meister's just brute force.
Absolutely. It's interesting that NiP haven't actually opted for any armor this round. I think they might be doing something interesting this round. They probably wanted to feel this out, see where Fnatic have gone with their rifles, and they actually went for AK. So it's probably quite a smart move from NiP there, not to actually invest in the armor. Would have been a waste of cash, really.
How much information did they really get?
Yeah.
Because like they spot Crims, he shot them in the face. So they saw 1 guy with an AK, and then they saw a guy with a Mac 10. It's like, interesting. I mean, NIP, the one thing I'm wondering is whether they were going to try and go for some kind of odd force if they managed to pick up some kills in that second round. If they managed to catch somebody off guard, they didn't really get too many kills in the pistol, so not a whole lot of money. But if they could have done some damage in the second round, we might have seen them go for something crazy.
Well, I guess they're banking on wanting to have full utility for the first
double up.
Yeah,
double
absolutely.
Up.
Full utility. Orbs going in, Orb towards B side, Orb on A. It's the strong, in my opinion, it's the strongest CD setup you can have on Dust2. I was screaming at Liquid earlier to run that setup, and kind of you're able to lock down maps. Parts of the map there and allow CTs to have presence on middle and on B. So I think you're absolutely right there. That's what we'll be going for.
I'm hearing that Adrian has a pretty strong voice, though. I don't know if he heard you over himself. But Olaf Meister, dude, he's just pulling off. Like, these are just trick plays now at this point. He's styling. Spots off the man of doors, does some decent damage, and can fade away. He's like, here, guys, what do you think about my ninja impression? And they weren't amused. Forrest hunts him down in the end.
Well, Forrest managed to pick up a Mac 10 there. I'm not really sure how useful that's going to be here. He might be able to pick up another frag here on JW, but I think he knows it's coming. It's going to be quite an easy frag for him to pick up. Get right, left here in a 4-on-1 situation. There's not really much he's going to do here. It's just a case of when he's dying. No frag's going to be available, I don't think.
What the hell, the timing there from JW as well. Oh, but JW, he pushes it and he gets caught. Get right, he still manages to find a frag there. Has the Mac 10 now as well. He's going to walk back into Pronax, however, if he shows himself once he spawns. So he's waiting for somebody to come in close. He wants to go at it, but he turns away from Flusha, and there's the frag. So 3 rounds now for Fnatic. NiP going into the 4th round. Now we get to see what they're going to spend their money on, and it's only a single AWP. It's only going to be on Alu. Forrest not going to go there, even if he had the money. He did have the money to go for a glass cannon if he wanted to. So 4 rifles and just a single op, and JW on T side has got his op as well. But the setup could be here. Potentially, they're going to be able to go past. Smoke goes down as well to block off those mid doors. Nip taking advantage of that. And they're going to be able to skate on past to the B site pretty freely there. No information really gained for Fnatic in this. Nice nade on a get right, though, and that's going to ring him up a little bit. And what we're seeing from Fnatic also, fairly standard. Super passive hold from JW over at T-spawn. Just making sure that he's got control of long if anybody tries to push there. But they have given up control of mid fairly early, Fnatic. Now they start to work their way into upper dark, and I'm curious to see if they're going to try and hit some kind of time. Are they waiting for a trigger here?
You can see Flush has actually got some good positioning on short there. I assume he's going to be trying to sell a fake here, trying to keep the CTs on the A bomb side while these guys waiting for that call to say, yeah, I've kept CTs here, make your execution now. You can see there's something in the back here. We can see actually JW still at T spawn as well. Whether he thinks the CT is going to push here, it's going to be very interesting how this pans out. We can see the bomb is still over towards B, and Crim's actually sneaking his way in here. Forest actually has no idea he's right next to him.
Oh, and Forrest is not going to hit that timing, and there you go. Perfect timing from Crims with a punish. Exist gone as well. Crims single-handedly opening that up. And Forrest, that single spray cost him dearly. Alu not going to hit the shot on Cat. Get right, however, where did he come from? 2 kills for him on the B site, and he stops that bomb from getting planted. Still a man advantage here for Fnatic, however. Freiburg and Alu alive. Alu gets pinned down in CT, however, but that opens it up for Freiburg. Tag team duo over here. Freiburg in mid with the flank on Flusha. And now a 2-on-2 scenario. Both ops have been swapped back to JW and Olofmeister, both rocking them. And that was one thing. Fnatic went for the double op at the beginning. So they've had this all along, but this is going to be very tough. Yeah, there we go. Go back to a rifle so you have a few more bullets to play with.
It was interesting why JW held outside long there for so long. It wasn't really part of the team, and now he has made his way back into the bomb site. It's going to be very important frag there, and the great hold from Fnatic, and good round from them. And I think that it was a strange round for them. They managed to get that short control, and they had the AWP at the outside long doors there, kind of expecting the CTs to rotate more and kind of react more to that B push, but they never seemed to come to it. But good entry frags there from Olofmeister as he went into B. Like Forrest just didn't see him coming in. He managed to take a little bit of a spray and got caught with his pants down there when he came out of it. But it's going to knock Nip onto an eco here, and that's big damage there onto JW.
Was it a triple quad nades? Something like that. I mean, 16 HP left on JW, and he's falling back fast. They aren't going to be able to push him down. Instead, it's Exist getting caught out on the B site, and this is very good communication. This is just Fnatic reacting to what they saw from NIP. The fact that there were so many nades at Longhouse, that tells JW everything he needs to know as far as the disposition of the Ninja's forces. Quick reaction from Fnatic to basically push onto that B site for free. And so this is going to be a very, well, you know, last time I said that, Get Right got 2 kills, so it's not going to be a clear cut. They can still do some damage here at NIP, but as I say it, simultaneous kills across the board, and Fnatic get up to 5 rounds, and 5 players survive there as well. This is going to be fantastic for the money, as we can see Olofmeister sitting on 10,000 at the beginning of the round.
Well, as we said earlier, we can see Alu and Forrest now opting for the double orb. I think this is a very wise choice from them. They need to get control on the map and have that information of someone spotting into the B tunnels and getting some actual info back as to what's going on, so the T's just can't walk in so easily like that. So yes, you can see Forrest
is in position already. No, he goes past. He goes past on the boxes, so this could get tricky because now Forrest it means that Forrest is going to be alive at back plateau. Perhaps going to try and take that peak later on. Fnatic are still just kind of holding over here. One guy up on Cat. They've already snuck Crims out on long, but they've got the 3 guys in upper dark right now. And are they going to be able to pick off Forrest? I mean, that's the key. Either they've got to use the same smoke that they used last time, or they've got to just pick him up flat out.
You can see some heavy force being used there on short by Nib. That's great work from them. Forrest doing some big damage there. Will he go for the 3rd one? JW just waiting for him there. Bomb is on hand though. He's going to have to make his way out of there.
He's got that, but now he's lost his teammate Crims over at long, so it really is going to come down to JW, and that's the main issue. They were kept guessing the last buy round as well because Nip didn't put a smoke up. So this time around, Fnatic perhaps were thinking the same thing, that okay, well, they probably only have 2 M4s over here because they did this in the 3rd round, or rather the 4th. Well, this time around, there's the change, right? Forrest is waiting with the AWP, and that's the punish. That's when, you know, you don't see the smoke. That's when you get scared. JW just goes for, like, the full-out theatrics and drops Alu. But they will be able to save both AWPs and IP, so it's not a problem in the end. Yeah,
great reactive work from them. They saw what was going wrong in the first few gun rounds, reacted to it. Forrest picking up some valuable kills down. It'll be interesting to see where they place the AWP. So will they still opt to keep the AWP in there? Will they have him playing? I think having him in a middle role here maybe pay dividends here to actually mix it up a bit and be a little bit more dynamic.
Oh, and they go straight for the NOA tower here, actually, NIP. We're going to see it's become pretty standard now to put some spray through the mid doors just to make sure that that tower doesn't catch you off guard.
Sure.
We'll see if Fnatic are going to be thorough about this or somebody's going to go jumping straight up onto the box. There's Crims. The likely angle holding that beast slow, but then he walks right in. He still gets the headshot onto Freiburg, though. Guess what, Exist? You just lost your legs. Pronax finds the shot, and there's the punish. JW getting boosted up to get that shot onto Get Right. What is this? Fnatic are going out of control right now. JW, another kill, takes out Forest.
Yeah, that was great play from there. Like that read of being able to boost up, even in the Molotov, there's no fear at all. Just getting up there, getting such valuable frags. He's going to leave Alu in a 4-on-1 situation. I don't think he's going to set that up, and down he goes. That could be detrimental to the economy, I think, on NIP. You can see, yeah, devastating. Like that's going to be very hard for them to pull back from this, especially at the scoreline lying at 6-1. It's going to be a tough call for them. I think they're going to have to try and get a few PT50s here and kind of cause some damage, but there's not really much I can do. When JW is hitting the shots he is, it's going to be, as long as they play this correctly, I don't see them really causing that much of an
This should be a very fast push for B right now because JW only saw the one go past. He didn't even take the shot because Greed is good in this case. He was waiting. Forest with the USP is going to get a headshot onto Flusha somehow and actually get 2 kills. Well, they managed to clear up the defense. There's still a man over there. That's Freiburg, but he gets caught by Pronax. And in the mid, JW not going to get rushed down this time. Alu trying to change it up, however, and he's going to hit that timing. But JW reacts in time and actually manages to pick him off. So 7 rounds on the board now for Fnatic, but that's just basic textbook play right there. JW looks mid, he spots one guy. Fnatic are like, well, great, we got a B spawn. You know what? Let's go B, guys.
Absolutely. Well, it's going to let's see how Nip might have the double eco here. It's going to be forced onto got a couple of Deagles and PT50s there at 5-7. But like this is it's slipping away from them slowly. They really need to get back into that dual orb setup, I think, and kind of mix it up a little bit and get the first frag just to get the momentum back in their favor for the next round.
That's harsh for Get Right. Doesn't get a single shot onto the man pushed out there, and that is going to be Crims already with the entry. They managed to spot out the push on Cat. Flusha holding at top mid, manages to have some success there. Second man on Cat and 2 guys at mid doors right now. Nip, they've given up on the bomb sides. They're like, you know what, we want to take a fight. We want to try and catch one of you guys off guard. But so far, they are just, nothing is going their way. Crims, Olafmeister, everybody getting a piece of the action here. And it's like they know. It's just, this is the thing. This is when you start to see like the true beauty of like the in-game leading, the calling based off of the information gathered, but also just these teams have played each other so many times now that it's at a whole different level now of mind games. Where
absolutely, like you think, oh, they think we're going to do this, so let's try and adapt to that, and then like, you kind of clash ideas, and you kind of that's what we're seeing here. Like we can see they're going back to the dual orb setup here, but if they're losing those picks on short like they did last time, I think they just need to keep that setup, but don't have to be so aggressive. Like just let them come to you. Like at the moment, it seems like Nip are bringing the fight to Fnatic in certain places on the map, and it's just they need to get control. They need to wait for the T's to come to them, make those all work for them, and they've got the turret set up here. Wait for the T's to come to you.
Well, the last time they did this, it worked. The last time they left B, upper B open with no smoke, Forrest got the pick, and he's even changing up his position. Last time he played from behind the box on Plateau. This time it's from behind the barrels. Yeah. So he's trying to become, you know, unpredictable on his own side.
I like this a lot more. I like having the mid presence with 2 rifles here. We know this is one of the biggest choke points on the map. A lot of teams favour going the mid to B split. Having 2 rifles here is a lot more beneficial, I think, than playing 2 people on short. It's such a 50-50 gamble. You've got no crossfires really set up on short. In this area, you're actually able to work together and cause some real destruction here. And you can see Fnatic kind of read that. They've seen that presence is middle, and now they're going to go into their AXQ, I think. They're going to try and get JW to work a pick, and then they can go into a full AXQ, yeah.
This is the true power as well of this double op setup, because not only do they have B locked down with Forest, now they have Alu in this crucial position watching cross. This is what it's all about here. Alu, we'll have to see. Fnatic usually very good about hitting the flashes through. They've got plenty of them. So they're going to go cross, and Alu's going to be able to pick off Pronax for free. Gets the second one as well. Crims is down. He could go for a third as well. JW flashed. Alu gets him. And a quad. No, he gets shut down by Olaf. And Olaf actually getting 2 kills there. Brings it back somewhat. Where did that bomb get dropped, though? It's all the way on Cat.
10 seconds to go. He's going to do very well to get his down. He can probably get a quick short run down if he's lucky, and he probably should do here. But that's exactly what I was talking about with the turret setup. Ali doing fantastic work there.
And those aren't necessarily easy shots to hit as well. I'm really surprised, though. Fnatic tried to go for the lurk. They tried to go for the scrimmy play where they're like, okay, well, we're just going to sneak our way up there without any nades. But that's what happens if an op is holding that angle and you don't flash him or do something to force him off of it.
Well, that's all they had to do. Like before, Nip, like I said, were pushing up on shore and like getting themselves into gunfights were unnecessary. The bomb was nowhere near the bomb sites, and then now the Fnatic just walked into Alu's AWP there. That's all they had to do. Let's make them work for it. Make them have to use their utility before they can even make their entrance onto bomb sites now. And I think the Fnatic had to learn from that, and they're going to have to play a bit more tactically. They're going to have to smoke off these choke points if they're going to want to walk up onto these bomb sites without any aggro at all.
Well, it's going to be like, once again, back to basics here. And Nip as well, going back to basics. They use the HE or they use the smoke, basically, now to cover the info so that JW can't just relay that immediately to Pronax and say, you know, I only spotted 1 or 2 guys cross to B. They don't actually have that information to go off of, so they're going to have to start moving forward. Wow. Double nade right into mid doors, and another one as well. Very thorough work here from Fnatic. They really want to punish anybody holding close. Again, you know, that lack of information. Fnatic just, okay, we'll spend $300 a nade just to make sure that, you know, if you are close, you're going to be in for a real bad day.
Yeah, I think this is the play style that's going to get Nip the rest of these rounds. I think they need to hold back, wait for Fnatic to come to them, and then they can work with the crossfires, make the way work for them. And like you can see, that like Forest can just lock down that B bomb side now, and they haven't got that mid presence here, but they've got that classic B setup of the support player in B watching middle, and then they can kind of they've got options there whether they want to kind of push B or kind of bring the fight to them. So here we go. You can see Fnatic actually setting up. Here we go. This is what I was talking about. Now they know the AWP is set up on A. They need to have a more tactical approach to it.
This is going to be smoke into CT, 2 smokes on Cat, isn't it? No, it's just going to be the single flash. I mean, GetRight's going to find Pronax. He jumps straight down into CT, and once again, this is just going to keep happening. There's finally a flash, but I think that was a team flash coming in from GetRight. GetRight's hungry for some frags. He wanted to get in on the action. Alu, finally a smoke goes down to block off Cat. He's going to have to change up his position with the help of Freiberg there. Olofmeister actually catching out Alu, though. Tag team situation. Flusha gets the first man, but he can't readjust his spray for the second, and now it comes down to whether JW can actually get the plant with 7 seconds left. Of course, he's going to get denied if Exist is holding close an element. So fine hold there this time around from NIP. And Fnatic still feel like they're testing the water. Like they're seeing what works and what doesn't. It's not like they're in any risk of ecoing anytime soon. Even now, they've still got 9,000, 8,000 at the end of the round on nearly 2 of their players. But that was just, with that setup on Cat, I was actually expecting some smokes to go out for them to start, you know, just getting rid of Alu.
After what happened the round before, you would assume that was what was going down. Smoke off the crossover there, and then make your way up with a couple of flashbangs. But they kind of dropped one player down to CT spawn and just lost him straight away, and then lost a couple of AWP frags as well. Like I think now they've got to kind of realize that's happening. I think that they need to slow the play down and kind of work it a bit more methodically.
Yeah, I want to see. I mean, if you're going to go for that kind of drop, you almost have to go for like a Hellraiser style with like the smoke down, and then the man jumps into the smoke, and then it's like a 50-50 guess if he goes CT or if he goes up CT slope. So we'll see how Fnatic go about it. I mean, they have some nades as well to work with this time around. Only 2 smokes, however. Full sets on JW and Crims both. And just now they start to move in through mid. Crims has cleared out upper dark. He's cleared out lower dark now. There we go. Very thorough, checking the angles. And JW's actually worked his way out onto long. So how does this influence things, basically? With JW up on long plateau, do they actually ever take this fight in IP, especially if Crims gets an entry onto Freiberg?
I don't think Freiberg had to take that fight at all. I think like they had the advantage there. They've got positioning, they've got the AWP set up, and now they're going to be on the back foot completely here. You can see the positions aren't great. Alu's been forced down into CT spawn, and this can be a very, very hard hold for Nip. And if you can see, look at this, Alu's completely smoked off now. What's the plan here? Do they save guns, or are they going to have to try and retake against 5?
I think it's definitely like, yeah, it's getting into the save territory. I mean, excellent anti-flashes coming in from NIP. You saw them just get full flashed up there, but then there was no real support after that. GetRight stood his ground and took a bullet to the face.
This holding short business is it's not working for them. They're losing the frag battle, it seems to be almost every single time.
But it's so powerful for Fnatic as well. They know they can go up 4 there because they've had JW out on long looking at the site the entire time. He's like, I haven't seen anybody. So, right, we kind of know where they are. So Fnatic can set up to take that fight and just maximize their advantage. Now we have NIP holding, I mean, they've locked down this B side at this point. 2 AWPs, an M4, it's incredibly valuable. They need to hold on to all 3 of these guns, and it looks like they will do just that. Fnatic not going to get too hungry there. Bit of an awkward spawn for T-side, actually. Look at that, they're all spread out. I wonder how that affects things here.
Well, I think the Fnatic's approach right now, they're not doing anything spawn-based at all. It's kind of just feeling the map out, like you said, clearing out the tunnels, clearing out short A, kind of working out where the CTs are, and then they're adapting to it. So as long as they can keep doing that, they don't really need to base anything on spawns here. We can see JW actually in the lower B area.
He spotted him.
He spotted him, and this could be horrible for Freiberg now. Just need one more pixel. He knows he's there.
Oh, and Freiberg, gets out of dodge just in time. Double nade, in fact, and Alu's the one taking the majority of the damage in that situation. So that's going to be a little bit frustrating here. I mean, the one thing to keep in mind here as well as we get into the 13th round, it's 9-3, Fnatic in the lead with 9, and that's a lot of rounds to have on your T side. But yeah, Crims is the man who's lurked out onto, no, Pardon me, Pronax is the one out on long this time around.
Intel. They're like, no one's an A,
but they're going B instead.
Yeah, so like you said, no one's an A. Why are we going B? But
and they lead with the bomb. I mean, this is just going to fully commit. This is very odd here from Fnatic. This fully commits them to the site at this point. There's no backing up if the first guy onto the site has the bomb. I'm a bit at a loss. I'm a bit at a loss for this one.
Like when Pronax is allowed to walk out long, even up to that platform area, that's the point you should be reacting to that, and then moving into an A pincer there. Like you said before, we've seen it work so many times, taking the 4 players on shore, winning those gun battles when you've got complete control along. Like it seems silly not to take advantage of that, but they actually opted to go towards B, which is strange. Like Pronax, like in his position there, what was the best that could have happened? Even if they'd taken B, like he's not even in a good position to get rotate kills there. He'd have to like go behind them and like come stabbing in the back once the bomb was down. But very, very strange round the way that was played out. We can see there the money now. Fnatic actually still do have the AWP in hand, so Olaf Meister is actually the one picking this up here. They're going to swap over. Double orb. Okay, there we go. Interesting.
I'm trying to make sense of what JW was writing there. Something of like, did you see me and why did you back? Or like, what did you do when you saw me? Freiburg was like, we backed or something? Yeah. A little bit of communication going down between these players right now. And there's Get Right Spirit Animal. And there's Olaf Meister's Spirit Animal. 50 cal bullet to the face. And this is going to be now 9-4 the score. Fnatic well in the lead right now on their T side of Dust2. They practically have all the rounds that they need. So the last 2 here, if they can pick them up, it's icing on the cake pretty much for them. Pressure is definitely on the Ninjas to pick up the remaining 2 and end this at 9-6.
You see a man down here. It's going to be they're kind of spread out on the map. They have got the man down long. It's going to be difficult for them to rotate right now. You can see Fnatic are setting up to go towards B. They have got 2 men in there. They are set up for the B split. Like you can see though, JW walking out. He's just got so much freedom right now.
And nobody's in CT looking either. So Olafmeister's going to get the pick here. Get Right's going to start pushing forward, trying to close this angle up, and he gets in a very cheeky spot. They line up for him though, and it's just too powerful a peek. And JW's now going to take the fight at will with Alu. He's even got that pop flash to go out there. Man gets into CT fast enough, though. That's Freiburg, last man alive here, 1v4. He's going to set up a flash of his own, goes for the jump, and JW tries to go for that flick, but it's not going to be fast enough. Nice attempt with the pop flash, but Freiburg, you're caught in a box. You got nowhere to go. And Flusha, he hunts you down. 10 rounds for Fnatic.
Yeah, it's interesting how Fnatic just seem to have a player lurking out in these really important positions on the map with no confrontation whatsoever. Like the fact he could walk out there with JW with an AWP as well. The fact no one's challenged him whatsoever. Like it just gives him so much intel. I say, guys, we can go straight into B here. Like I can smoke off spawn for you. You guys can get in straight in there, 4-on-2. Like no problem at all. And you see, it's gonna be a very, very ropey buy here coming in for an IP for the last round.
And that was a bit awkward there for Flush. I think he got tagged by that HE, so that stopped him midair. And that sets it up. I mean, he still manages to pick off Exist here. Freiburg now going to be hiding at cars. He's got support from Alu as well. Long range with that M4. But look at this push from Get Right. Upper dark, he's getting so much information. Now his teammates should be able to just collapse on this A site and start holding it long, because Fnatic, they're going to start pushing his 5. It looks like they're leaving one lurking man behind. That's Crims holding it long house to make sure that Nip can't wrap around. This is definitely Fnatic, I'd say, with the advantage still, but just because of the firepower that they have.
Look at the guns compared to them. Like keep it long range, stay down long A. Once they get the bomb down, it's going to be game over for them. They just need to get a decent plant here. But we can see Freiburg actually trying to make his way through the smoke. They got a little bit confused as he got up there. And here we go, 5-on-3 situation. Very difficult for Nib to get back into this. They got no one actually on the bomb side at all. But Alu has gained some sort of positioning there.
And Flusha going so far as to pull out the CZ75. Well, Forrest steps forward and takes out Olafmeister. That's one missed shot. Pronax takes the fight and loses to Freiburg. 2-on-3 scenario now as JW picks up one. Flusha catches the other one mid-air, and that leaves Freiburg all by his lonesome in a crossfire.
Great work.
11-4. I mean, it's a terrific first half. T-side as well. And it almost feels like Dust2 is starting to shift back to the T-side now. For a while there, it was like CT side, and you started seeing teams like lock down the map, but for at least the past, it feels like 2 to 3 weeks, if not a month, we've started to see teams getting more and more T-side rounds now on this map.
We can see a pause coming in here, maybe a tactical pause from NIP to discuss how they're going to approach this map. I think it
feels like it's too late, though.
We're more than aware that Fnatic are going to know how NIP approaches the map, and they know they're going to be going a very similar play style to what Fnatic did, to be fair. Like, it's going to be feeling out the map, seeing where the CTs are playing, and trying to take advantage of the positions they're not playing. So they'll be trying to walk out middle, smoking up to B, and then like if we using the Alu to kind of work picks and seeing where they can get some advantage. But
it's using Freiburg. Freiburg is always like the end-all, be-all for NiP when it comes to opening up and creating opportunities for them. I mean, you listen to the comms, and sometimes it's literally like, well, hold on, we'll wait and see what Freiburg does, right? And if he gets a kill somewhere, there you go. But I mean, NiP have always been like the team that relies heavily on entry frags, just because they've never been a strat-heavy team. They've always been a, actually, we're just gonna like wind up and just punch you as hard as we can, and that'll get the job done, right? That we don't need to dance around and jab you all day. So, welcome back, guys. I mean, as far as NIP are concerned right now, I really kind of wish we'd seen this pause come through towards the end of the first half, because now it feels like it's almost too little too late. You've got 4 rounds. I mean, sure, it's NIP, and they're like the kings of 1 round at a time. Just slow grinding,
You can never count NiP out. They always find a way to get themselves back into games. And I think we can see Freiburg's actually got himself a Molotov and smoke there, so looking like they're going to be setting something up for a little bit more tactical than what we're used to seeing from them. Ali's also got the smoke as well, so we're going to see them going down suicide here. Straight up to short, it looks like. Maybe just a full-on AXQ here, Molotov onto the bomb site.
And there we go. Pronax gets obliterated by Freiburg. Man holding on Cat, however, that's going to be JW falling back, and Olafmeister's dropped dangerously low as well. JW, Forrest was looking for the knife there. Straight up punish. But they're going to be able to get onto this A site now, NIP. That bomb is making its way up Cat as well. They should be able to safe plan it, no problem at all, and defend effectively. Get Right catches out the lurker, and that's going to be Flusha getting picked off. Man still in mid, however, but Get Right just brutalizing him. Everything is going right in this round for NIP. Get Right even going so far as to demonstrate that burst fire is effective, and then he gets a headshot on JW.
That was, perfect round from NIP. Like,
oh my God, Get
using
Right.
the spawn there, going down the suicide alley, getting straight up. They knew what their mission was. They got straight up, got the first frag there, Freiburg. We know how good he is at entry fragging. And Molotov off CT spawn, knocked the CTs back, and it was just a nice, clean round from them. And we can see them opting for the rifles here. Alu actually going for the scout to try and get some information on middle, see if we can get a little tag going on. But this should be a nice, slow, methodical round from them. They really can't afford to throw any rounds away here, so they need to make sure they're actually approaching the rounds properly. You can see them just taking 3 people enough of B here, but like I guess they're just waiting for the push and any kind of strange tactics coming in from Fnatic.
Oh, they nearly return it though. Crims lethal with that 5-7 up on Cat. Nearly catches out Forrest, who was in lower dark. Get Right, though, he does manage to pick off JW at Longhouse, and Pronax has already suffered damage from an HE over on B. But you're absolutely right. I mean, Fnatic, they are one of the most fearsome teams with pistols in the game. Essentially, it's like them and Envy have always just found ways to win these follow-up rounds after the pistol. So NIP, rightly so, they better be afraid. They better be very thorough with how they clear this map, because it takes 1 Crims lurking around a corner with a 5-7 to completely wreck you.
Yep. There we go. We can see one man waiting there on the ramp for them. He's got to pick up 1 frag at least, and it's not going to happen. It should be a pretty simple round here. Just getting the bomb down and holding it from short shouldn't be a problem at all here for NIP. Fnatic have got armor here. It'll be interesting to see whether they actually go for some exit frags here, or they actually try to take people down on the bomb site. I'd imagine they're probably just going to try and save the 5-7s for next round.
I think so. I mean, they have quite a bit of gear on them. 4,400 worth of value right now. 2 Kevlar, CZ, a smoke. There's no reason to throw these away. Yeah. So they should just be taking passive positions and waiting to see if NIP are going to get greedy. There's absolutely no reason for NIP to go hunting either, though. They should just protect this bomb. They've already got control of long. That's all that needs to happen. They just go long, save their guns, and both of these teams, it's almost like a gentleman's agreement to just take it up in the 18th round. They're like, okay, right, that's enough for this one. We'll see what we can do in the next one here.
I wouldn't be surprised if NIP actually stepped it up a gear here and actually utilised the spawns. We can see Get Right here has got quite a nice spawn for long. He might just go for the intel straight away, see if the CTs are playing long, see if he can get that initial frag just to kind of work out what's going on. He's aware there's armor still in the midst of them. Yeah, you can see he's making his way into the long doors, but a more methodical hold again. They know how dangerous Fnatic can be, so just feeling out the map, seeing what's available, and then making their call within 30 seconds, I think.
And they know that Fnatic also held on to some gear, and look at this aggressive push from JW. This is completely undetected, I believe. They have no idea that he's here. I wish that he had a better gun. He's not going to be able to pick up that kill, will he? He needs to land 1 more shot before he finds the headshot. Instead, it's Olafmeister to pick off Exist. This leaves Forrest dangerously low. He's going to be able to get out of dodge just in time. Backs off, but then they lose a man to flush on. Cat Alu is down, and that drops the bomb. They will be able to recover it, but just barely. Down to 3 players alive here, NIP. And Fnatic, they are pressuring them, and they've got a gun on Galil. I mean, they've got a Galil on Crims, rather, to work with now. Oh, just the fact that Flusha lands that shot with the CZ is also ridiculous at that range. Jump shot coming in. Olofmeister trying to deny it. He's going to get the bomb planter. This is it. This is what we're talking about. Fnatic are so dangerous, even with pistols. They trade frags, and now we've got a man advantage situation here. Olofmeister takes that fight straight up, but Pronax has now got an AK to work with. 40 seconds left here for Freiburg to get this plant and clutch it for his team. And there's the flash. No time wasted at all here by Pronax. No fear. Walks in, takes the fight, goes for the spray, and he gets caught. Freiburg hits the headshot and saves it for the Ninjas.
Very important round, I think, especially for morale. Like the fact that they managed to get in lower B, they're completely undetected. You saw that the T's in upper B, like,
JW would have like cut off a limb to have a P250 there or something.
Like, even if Alu doesn't have vision on lower B, he should be calling that guys, I'm not sure what's going on there. Please just be aware that that might happen. Like, they seem completely oblivious to it. That could have gone horribly wrong a lot. Well, worse than it could have done. But here we go now. Fnatic don't actually have an AWP. They're going to be going for a 5 rifle setup, and they're not actually going to be having any presence in middle. This is what we see Nip do so well, walking out middle and just kind of bursting out to the team. And here we go.
And there you have it. Crims peeks that window. He gets picked off. Exist with the double entry. And that's B site wide open. Perfect smoke goes down to block off CT as well, rendering Fnatic completely helpless. NIP going to be able to get a free plant here, no problem at all. And you already see Fnatic backing off, cowering it long, trying to hold on to the gear. They need to keep these rifles alive. If they can, well, then they can drop FAMAS's in the next one and get a decent buy out of it.
It's weird when you know a team like NIP so well, like you cast them so much, and you know that's the position on the map they most favor, especially. You'd feel like Fnatic would take some precedence on that map in that position quite early on in the round, but the fact Exist could just walk out there and get 2 frags quite easily was pretty surprising there. And we can see Freiburg is wanting to have him.
And he takes off JW. JW doesn't even land a shot there. This is big. He's going to get caught by Flusha, but that's all the information that they need. At this point, Exist is going to go for ham. Dude, 3 kills this round from Exist. This isn't exactly, I mean, he isn't exactly the entry fragger. Yeah. You know, you don't really expect him to walk in there and just lay waste, but that was his round to shine. An 8-11 to score now. NIP slowly but surely walking their way back into this game.
Yeah, round by round. This is what we come to expect of them. We'd never count them out of the game whatsoever. They've got themselves in a very nice position here. Another full eco coming in for Fnatic, and they're gonna. We've seen them be dangerous, but I don't think NIP will make the same mistake twice. They know what they're capable of, and they're going to have to hold positions here. And a great opening frag there from Get Right.
And that's the second time now that Get Right's picked off JW in that very position right there. So JW might be getting a little bit frustrated with how things are turning out over at Long. As far as the lurk is concerned, though, Exist steps forward. Another entry frag for him, clearing up that B site. Man is caught at the doors, but they're going to quickly turn this into a B split, it looks like. Or they might just rotate the bomb safe. Yeah, put it in through upper, and just, well, worry about Flusha when you find out where he is. And it didn't take long. He actually came to them.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what approach Fnatic take this round, whether they're actually going to decide to pick up the okay, there we go, double AWP here. Yeah. I think that's
the only answer.
I've always said this is the best setup you can do on Dust2. Like, it allows you to have the presence in middle and the presence in B at the same time, and it allows you to be a lot more dynamic within the map.
They're doing it. This is what they can do. Oh no, they are not. I misread the numbers there. There's Flusha. Crims is going to be stepping out. He's got the M4. Flusha at long, and they get 2 kills. They drop the bomb as well. Oh, this is actually a very big problem now for NIP. They're going to have to use gear to try and get out here. JW is going to catch Freiburg, who's trying to push up on Cat. And now it's Alu and Exist, the last 2 members alive here for NIP. Alu spots the man go past onto A slope and decides to fall back. He doesn't want to take that battle just yet. But with that bomb in that position, it's incredibly difficult now for NIP to get in here and get anything done at all. Crims is going to find Alu. Just too many angles to worry about at that point, and it's going to be utter confusion. There's no predicting where Fnatic will be on the map. Once they have control of the situation like that, they could be anywhere.
Yeah. Well, like we saw the last few rounds, NIP playing completely textbook Dust2, and then they kind of, I think they decided to mix it up, kind of surprise Fnatic a little bit, taking that long spawn and seeing what they could make of it. But Fnatic were just so aware. They had the utility in hand, the Molotovs getting dropped, and it was just devastation for them from the get-go. Didn't even drop a frag there. And this is the setup I believe they're going to run for the rest of the game. It's going to work so well. The fact they can actually have so much control over the map this way.
And they have different ways of using it as well. What I thought they had done this round, instead it was Crims who was actually going over, but they've also done that in the past where they have both ops in mid. So one of them will take the peek, and then you think, you know, if you're a T-side sniper, you're like, oh, I know where he is now, and then 2 seconds later, bam, another one pops out from the other side. You can't react in time, you're dead. And we've seen Fnatic do that in the past. Well, solid double op teams basically do that in the past, going for that juke. So we'll see if Fnatic decide to employ that at any point in time. But this really just allows them to cut this map in half, essentially. One opper on one side, the other opper on the other. And NIP, they have to deal with that wherever they go. Very difficult situation for them. And we're seeing a bit of the same initial setup here coming out from NIP, and Get Right really trying, or no, rather Freiburg at long, really trying to open things up here.
He's just trying to show some precedence on the map. They're trying to gain map control and keep the CTs over towards the A-bomb site. Just by showing a man there, it keeps the CTs questioning. You can see they'll NIP are actually make their way into the B-bomb site. We've seen this work before.
Oh, straight bomb plant and 1-for-1 trade there. Get Right manages to return and take out Crims. Olofmeister caught outside in Freiburg with the lurk in mid, catches out the rotator. That's Flusha down for Fnatic. Bomb is already getting planted as well, and Olofmeister, he's helpless. What can he actually do? Unless somebody gives him an opportunity to get a kill here, he's actually going to be backing off in this situation. Fnatic deciding that it's going to cost them too much. You can't crack into the B site a man down. It's hard enough even when you're on even numbers. Even when you have a man advantage, it's difficult to take over the B site.
We've seen Nip do this a few times in this tournament, like just seeing the smoke in the B tunnels and just thinking, you know what, we're just surprised and just burst through with one flashbang. And they seem to do it so well. They like, I always say to them, like, oh, this is crazy. It's not going to work. Like, as a rule of thumb, you shouldn't really go through smoke, but they make it work for them so well. They always get the entry frag, but this is getting a bit messy for them. Actually, losing a lot of their rifles there, and the economy is getting broken down. Alu will save the AWP, which is going to be very important, but you can see they've got a lot of cash to play with there, so it's not too devastating for them. But Alu actually has got that great long spawn with the AWP. I wouldn't be surprised if he took that.
Yeah, this actually should be textbook. You don't think they'll have somebody flash for him. He could, potentially. That man's going to be walking down suicide. That's Freiburg on the hunt already, straight up through mid. 3 guys holding in mid, however, for Fnatic, and we may have a bit of a cheeky peek coming in here with the AWP. Aldo puts a shot into the wall, though.
Should be hitting those, I believe. That's the one you want to be.
And look at this opening here on the B side already. Getting flashed out, Exist and Get Right going toe-to-toe here. And they managed to go for a very quick takeover on this site, NIP. They've got the bomb here as well with 3 players surviving. It's a 4-on-4 scenario, and we still have Alu back in T-spawn. He's getting baited out. They know where he is, and he hits the shot on Flusha. Does not get caught off guard. Very well done there.
Great awareness.
And now this really puts Fnatic in the pinch. How do they get through? They need to go for a risk there, and the flash just not effective versus Get Right. Get Right going so far as to hunt down the remaining players as well. Exist will pick up the last man, but that's Get Right with 3 in the round, getting the initial opening frag to open up that bomb site. So now we're in a really difficult position for Fnatic. Their money is wrecked.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a very difficult next couple of rounds for them. They almost have to double eco here if they want to get back to that double AWP setup. But we can see Ninjas and Pyjamas here. They got a great position. They're actually opting to go fast out long. We've seen that not really work for them well before, but they actually Get Right picking up the first frag here, and it's had to be quite an easy take for them. And all they need to do now is just work their way up to long, get the bomb down sensibly, and play frag for frag. Do not allow Fnatic to get 2 or 3 frags in the pistols here.
Well, unfortunately, I was about to praise Get Right for having faith in his teammates, for keeping him alive, and then those teammates failed him. Get Right's been betrayed. That was pretty, I mean, that was just all-out aggression. And that's also just the brute force tactic that's basic. It boils down to bullying, where NIP are just like, we know you're on pistols. You know what? We're just going to go ahead and farm some eco frags right here. We give you no respect.
Well, sometimes that's the best approach. When you know when a team could be so deadly at lurking around and hiding in little cubby holes and stuff, just getting out there and just smashing their heads in before they even have a chance to kill you, that's sometimes the best approach. But no warps here now for Fnatic. They're going through an almost forced buy here. Pronax is going to be on the Famus, and it's going to be a very difficult round for them, I feel. Like we've seen them struggle. They actually have got the stack here in middle double doors. This doesn't normally work well for teams, in my opinion. But
oh, dude, I disagree. That's why you need to pre-fire. That's why you need to nade that position now. It has to become standard, because look at what happens. You jump up there assuming that they may not be there. Yeah. It's a huge risk to take. JW shows you why. 2 kills on him. Flash onto Cat as well, forcing Alu back around the corner, and this is turning into a bit of a standoff. Yeah, that is a brutal opening for Fnatic in a crucial round. After that eco, they needed a strong start in the 25th. 12-12 the score. So important now for Fnatic to lock down this round, and now you can see that as well. They had a little bit of aggression on the follow-up there. Pronax doesn't necessarily need to be pushing.
Absolutely not. They just need to wait for the T's to come to the bomb site now. Time is ticking away. Any frag they give away now is just going to be letting Nip have an in into this round. You can see them kind of, they've got control along down there. They've got to get right into the pit, and they're going to have to do some work with the AWP here. Alu's going to have to try and find a pick and see what they can do. They can get a long plant down, potentially a round in their favor.
They could, but they've already made the smokes are going to go down flashes as well. They will be able to make that harrowing run basically up long onto the site. But now do they get denied or not? The rotation should be coming in here from Fnatic. They spot out the man in element. Oh, what a shot from Get Right onto JW. Get Right hitting the headshots left and right. He takes the 3rd one. Could get the 4th as well, but Forrest is there to get it. Instead, it's Crims. 1v1 now. Somehow Get Right and Crims just going toe-to-toe, carrying their teams in this round. And they haven't quite changed positions. Crims jumps up, Does not get tagged, but Get Right knows where he is. Now they're taking this fight, and Crims wins it! Get Right, despite his best efforts, could not clutch it for his team.
That was fantastic. Like, I really liked the way Nip came onto that bomb site, completely destroyed all CTs there. Like, I felt like Fnatic didn't even have to be that close. The fact they were boosting up and kind of panicking, I felt like they could have retook that and not clean away, but Crims managing to win that one-on-one is going to be very disappointing for Get Right. I know he felt like that round was in the bag after hitting those shots.
Exactly. It's actually felt like quite a bit since we've seen Get Right just hit those kinds of snap calls like that, where he just he just takes things in his control, basically, goes in and imposes his will. But there we go, the bait, and Alu takes it. JW already in position by the time Alu rescopes. And that's one of the mind games that can come in when you're opping in mid like this. I mean, this is like the legendary op map, essentially, and all of these kinds of mind games come into play. And that time around, Alu, unfortunately for him, he makes the wrong call. And well, now this leaves Nip in a bit of an awkward spot. What exactly is the call for them? Because Get Right has picked up the AWP. Now, we used to have a saying that, you know, Nip are in trouble when Get Right ops. But that's interesting. Or perhaps he's just bringing it over here for Forest, because we have seen this in the past. And yeah,
absolutely.
Forest is going to
look for that pick and B by the looks of things. They perhaps could just walk into the smoke like they have been before, or go into that legendary walk out middle and see what happens, and smoke or spawn quickly. But all 4 players into upper B here, they're going to have to do something quickly before the CT's gotten on that there's no presence on the map whatsoever.
Well, let's see. This is going to be just a full brute force approach here by NIP. Mad spray by Crims. It's incredibly effective. 3 quick kills, and Forest, last man standing here in a 1v4, and he gets tracked down through the smoke. Crims just locks onto him. But that's about as good as it gets for stopping a straight push, a desperation panic push from NIP.
Yeah,
no mercy.
It felt like they were almost forced into that. It looked like after they lost that first pick from onto Alu to start the round, it looked like it kind of stifled them so much. They weren't sure whether they could even go after that. Like just bringing the orb over to B and walking in. Like it has worked in the past, going for that smoke, but that time it's got absolutely red straight away, sprayed through the smoke as they came in, and there was just nothing left for them there.
A much more standard approach here for Fnatic as well. They had the op at long to support early on, but no early aggression this time from NIP. They know that their money is actually starting to run out. Don't think it's going to be that big of a problem. They should be able to force buy in the next round regardless, but still, this is Fnatic potentially on map point now. 14-12. Fnatic, after a rough patch, they managed to actually put things together again. And is this going to be the lurk out through mid? That flash kind of announces their presence, so now Fnatic can know, and they've already kind of established a bit of a crossfire here, a man in CT and a man on B slope. So if NIP do go for that information gathering, they're going to get slapped.
I think this is a much better call. They haven't worked this too much this game, getting up this short control, and I think we might see their full execute here on with the wall of smoke onto A. Yeah, I think this is the one.
We could see it, or they might be setting it up. Flash just to deal with JW already. This is something that Fnatic didn't really go for, so JW misses that key first frag, and the smokes are down. Get Right with the lurk, takes out Olafmeister. He's going to get caught out in the open, and now a man down Fnatic in this situation. NIP, I mean, sure, it's the A site. It's a bit easier to retake, but they need to hit a shot right away.
Absolutely.
They need to find a kill right now, and NIP are doing a great job. Pronax catches Get Right, so that's going to be it. And JW, he spots the rifle barrel. They know that somebody's holding on the other side of that box. It's going to be Flusha instead, trading 1-for-1, and it's just back and forth into a 2-on-2 now between these teams. Fnatic progressively getting closer to this site. Exist having to deal with the Molotov, try to choke out that angle, and he's actually going to manage to bring it back. It's into the 1v1 now, and Pronax is going to not do it. Instead, it's Exist standing there. 3 kills to his name on that site. To the bitter end.
Yeah, what a massive round that was. That was obviously going to take Fnatic onto map point. Zist really did bring out the big potatoes there and managed to get his team back into it. And great clutch from him. Very, very important round. And we can see that's actually forced Fnatic onto an eco here. So that could be what wins Fnatic this map, that one round there.
And look at this lurk now from Pronax. Not sure. They're being very careful about this though. But Pronax still wins that fight.
It happens too much. They shouldn't have that much freedom to like have one-on-ones in that sort of area.
That is so fast, and it had to push it from upper dark as well. Look at Exist. He has to fall back into T-spawn now. Hold a much more passive angle. He knows that there's an AK to work with. Smoke goes down. He drops Pronax, but they should still be able to pick up. Oh, that would have been the next level, most incredible play if he had actually got that AK to go out back into T-spawn with that HE. That would have been ridiculous. Of course, he's actually looking to try and punish somebody for trying to pick up that AK.
Yeah.
But that was still pretty slick. That could have been like the 2-for-1 HE, maximum value.
Exist. mad fragging this game. He seems to be the one getting the 3 or 4 mans quite consistently here, and picked up another 3 kills for his team, and it's just allowed Nip here just to get this long control. This is all they need. They know they've got the gun advantage here. Make their way up. As long as they don't make any silly mistakes, it should be a very clean round. They don't want to drop anything.
We're in an incredible battle right now, and going so far as to use 2 smokes to guarantee the crossing onto that A site. It's not going to be necessary in the end. The kills will do the trick as well, and we're into 14-14 now. It's going to go the full, it's going to go the distance. We're going to get 30 rounds out of this one way or another. Fnatic just buying what they can at this point. Flesha going for his customary Pro 90. And AWP picked up on Olofmeister, not JW.
Yeah, forced AWP as well. No armor, no utility whatsoever. They're going to have to use Nakatara. It's the glass cannon indeed, and this is going to be interesting how they do it. You can see Crims has got some mid presence there, but he's kind of alone here. He's going to be backing up B.
And the ultra passive approach on Fnatic's side as well. 3 guys holding it long. NIP also holding very far back in case there are any kind of aggressive pushes coming out from Fnatic. I mean, right now both of these teams are kind of just jockeying around, trying to find an angle. They are going to, they're going to finish up going on to Cat. And so NIP last time around, they set up for a Cat push. Smoke goes down, and look at this Pronax lurking his way right through. He could get a double kill here. Does it actually work? No, he pulls the trigger too soon. And he even gets out. At least he gets out of there alive. But he had a real shot at actually picking up a couple kills.
It's very important he got out of that situation. That could have got very messy very quickly. He managed to get the intel and work out where NIP currently are on the map, and he can probably give quite a good indication as to what they're doing. They're going to make their way up shore here and try and execute onto A like they do, but it's all going to be down to Pronax. It looks like he's got the advantageous position here. Will he be able to make a frag?
Very scary here, and he's just trying to play peekaboo at this point. 2 guns just rushing him down. No support. Yes, please. There's the flash. Perfect timing. And Pronax is still alive, but it's a 3-on-3, and he should be getting overwhelmed. Instead, though, NIP choose not to force the issue. They back up, and now that they know 2 guys on A, hey, let's go to B fast. There's only 1 man alive there, but it happens to be Olofmeister, and he's got that AWP. Shuts down the first man through. That is Alu gone, and Exist working his way out through mid. But look at Fnatic, they're 1 step ahead. They hear the steps up on Cat. They know what is coming, and they still have a man holding on the site. And there you go. Flasha drops the bomb carrier. 9 seconds left. Now it's completely impossible for Exist to win this round. Olofmeister, just to put, just to dot the I and cross the T's, gets the kill anyway. But they didn't even need to pick him.
Yeah, that all came down. I love the fact they placed the AWP in B there, kind of really locked down the T's when they kind of forced themselves over there, and it felt like they kind of ran out of ideas, clock ticking away. There's like 20 seconds left, forced them into doing something they didn't want to, and it kind of got punished for it. And that's going to bring Fnatic onto map point, sorry, and an almost forced buy. They got Exist here, who's been one of their strongest fraggers, being forced to Tech 9, and they have managed to get the AWP on Alu, but we can see in terms of utility, there's not much to play with. They've got 2 smokes, a couple of flashbangs, and they're going to be looking for the opening frag here. It's going to be very important indeed.
It's going to be very close. And we already have, basically double lockdown on long as well. This isn't something we've seen Fnatic do too much of. Finally, they start to rotate that man back over to keep an eye on Cat, helping CT. NIP, what is the choice? What is the decision for them? Because they're still kind of in information gathering mode. They're still looking to catch somebody out of position on Fnatic's side. And we're just passing the minute mark now, so there's still a little bit of time. And it does look like now they start to make up their minds. They've got 3 guys in Longhouse with the bomb and 1 on Cat. JW, if he gets the shot, he needs to land it.
Yeah, just like they're setting themselves up for an A split here.
They need to control at least 1. They need to control Cat or Long right now, Fnatic, to have a chance at holding. And there you go, the key frag. Freiberg, though, instantly takes out Pronax at Long, and this is where it can get very dangerous. JW takes that peek, and he nearly gets another one as well. And this is very scary. Man pushing up on Cat. Catches JW looking the wrong way, but Flusha comes back into it, and there's the man advantage. 2-man advantage. Fnatic, are they going to do it? It's Alu now, 1v3. 30 seconds left, and Alu gets the leg shot onto Flusha, who makes it out of dodge, but he knows that there's a man down there in CT holding this angle. Can he go past? He's trying to bait the shot out. He's trying to get the opening, and he gets shot in the back by Olofmeister, who was not amused by his antics. He was tired. It was done. It was time to finish the map. 30 rounds, and Fnatic win it. 16-14 in the end.
What an interesting game. What a back and forth.